Hello students. Today we are going to start. We are going to take a second part or third part of natural fiber, that is silk. Previously we have studied about wool, where it is being extracted, where it is found, what is wool, what is the natural fiber, and what is the extracting methods. Today we will talk about silk. As we all know, silk is called the queen of textile. Why? Because there's just because of its various characteristics, it is known as the queen of textile. Queen of textile. It's a natural protein fiber, fibrin produced from the cocoon, and extraction of it is also known as sericulture. So let's move on to the its we can say characteristics. What are the characteristics into it? As we all know that they are made up of it is animal protein. So it is we are getting from insect. So we are it is a very whatever the product is we get from the animal is known as animal protein in case of fiber. It is very strong and natural tendency is repel dust. Dust repellent is there. Unique sign is there. Conduct heat. So there are a lot of characteristics. You might have seen silk sari at your home and you can feel the texture, how much soft it is, how silky it is, the single thread is how much strong it is. So these are the characteristics of a silk, due to which silk become the queen of the textile. Means why queen of the textile? Something is very important, that's why it is known as king or queen. For a textile, for making clothes, this material is too much of important and it's a natural, nobody can made it. It come from nature, we can only extract it. So this is the extraction of that material. So we cannot get it or we cannot prepare synthetically in the factories. We only get from the insect, that is silk. The silk insect is responsible for getting the silk. Just imagine you there for making 1 kg of silk there are more than 5500 cocoons are being used, then only 1 kg of silk we get. That much amount of insect we supposed to use. तो 1 kg silk बनाने में कितना लग गया? 5500 silk cocoons इतना लगता है. Understood? So that will be too much amount of it. So it cannot be prepared in the factories or with the help of chemical. It comes from those cocoons. So before going for it, how it is extracted, we must be knowing how or what is the life cycle of a silkworm. Okay, so we will be taking things in a diagrammatic form so that you will understand it more. Now, first is these silk lay eggs on mulberry leaf. Whatever the silk is laying eggs on a mulberry leaf, the silk which is produced by it is a mulberry silk. Okay, because they are laying eggs. So they lay eggs in a hundreds together. Moth lay eggs in hundreds, 300, 400. So you can see the bulk, the egg is been on the leaf. That is the leaf is a mulberry one. And these eggs are stored in cold for long term storage. They are stored for long duration. Okay, then they are warmed at a suitable temperature for the larva to hatch. First they are stored in the cold temperature, then for hatching means when the insect going to come out from these, so they are given certain temperature so that they can hatch it properly on the mulberry leaf itself. Okay, so how it larva may look like? This is larva look like. Caterpillar silkworm feeding on mulberry leaf. This is larva. A small in a form of small that they used to eat these leaves. Okay, when they eat these leaves, then only they grew because they are eating onto it. Okay, so silkworm larva, the caterpillar is a voracious eater of feeding days. Number of days they used to eat near about 35 days. Then their body increase up to 10,000 times. they become heavier. Okay, how much times? 10,000 times they become heavier, and then they are cultivated. Okay, they now ready to spin silk cocoon. After this they will spin the cocoon. So how the spinning of cocoon, or it may look like, with the help of protein and a gum sericin. Now this is cocoon. In both the figure you can understand what is cocoon and larva inside the cocoon. You can see larva inside the cocoon. So the spinning of cocoon is one continuous filament fiber. जो filament fiber is fibroin. Okay, this is how it is done. Okay, this is how it looks basically. Okay, तो ऐसा दिखता है ये spinning of protein. It secretes protein and gum like structure जिसको बोलते हैं sericin. They spun around themselves and make cocoon like this. Now these are the hatchet cocoons, silk moths. This is the first, second, third, fourth figure. You can see silk moth emerging from the cocoon and as an adult moth. How it is coming out? As an adult. Are you seeing it clearly in the figure? So what is happening basically? This whole process is known as metamorphosis. Keep this in mind. इस process को क्या बोलते हैं? Metamorphosis. This process is known as metamorphosis. Why metamorphosis? From pupa. Pupa, you have seen a insect-like structure in a previous figure. From that, it is looking like a butterfly. Okay. So how much it is changed? Nobody can imagine that insect can be look like this butterfly. So total change is there. पूरा change हो गया ना वो. Now total change, when an organism changes completely to form a certain to convert into something else, this process is known as metamorphosis. When it start spinning cocoon, before that and after it coming out from the cocoon, it looked totally different. This process is gradual change in the morphology of any organism is known as metamorphosis. Okay. So I think you have understood the process of metamorphosis. Now for getting a silk, this process has been interrupted and destroy the continuity of the thread of the cocoon case. Okay, so what happens? When this cocoon is ready, then this cocoon is being extracted and was properly, and then the extraction process starts. So today we will do this only, this much. Now you have understood the life cycle of a silkworm. Okay, and how it is, what are the characteristics of a silk, and from where it is obtained. Okay, so this is all for the day.